The stock market is down. Nintendo is down. What are we going to do? I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell some more stuff. Get me some more Nintendo stock.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them. Collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Welcome to our experiment. First, let me start off by saying that I am not a financial advisor, so you take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Not only that, I am an investor in the companies that I'm going to speak about. But for the purposes of this experiment, which I called Starting from Zero, which is basically an experiment of somebody that wants to start from zero, from nothing, just taking items around the house to resell, build a stock portfolio based on that, right? And with very little knowledge or zero knowledge of the stock market. And that's what we're doing here. Well, this week, stocks were down. We were down, I think, about $62 over the week. We did that hedge with VXX, which is a fund that goes inverse the stock market, right? So when the stock market goes down, this one stock rises. And that was our hedge. Overall, the market was down. There's a lot of panic. There's a lot of fear. There's fear of recession. There's fear of interest rates going higher. So that's usually a negative for the stock market, right? Because people tend to take their money out and put it into long-term bonds or something like that, something that gives them a guaranteed return. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be a long-term downtrend, right? What they call that is a bear market, which means that it might go down by 20% or more. That could last a couple of weeks or a couple of years. You just never know. Depends how finances are handled around the world, really. But regardless, what does it mean for us? And this is where long-term investment, which is what we're doing, is very different from speculation. When you hear people talking about, they made 10x in 2 months, or they're investing 1,000 to make 10,000 in 2 weeks or whatever, that's speculation, and that's a short-term investment. We're talking about investing in companies that are going to be valuable over the next 10 years, right? Over the next 20 years. So the companies that we're going to invest in and put most of our money in are going to be those companies like Nintendo, like Microsoft, like Sony, for example. In those, we see that in 10 years, 20 years, they're going to be worth a lot more than they are now. So if they go down in price to us, they're just on sale, right? These companies are not going to lose their fundamental value because of an economic downturn. Because if one thing we know about people like me and game fans in general, we will skip meals to buy our favorite games, right? So those stocks tend to be stable, usually, right? And if they go down, they don't go down by much. But if they do, and we're in the conviction, we're really thinking that this company long-term is going to do well, then we'll just buy more because it's on sale, right? That's the point of view that the long-term investor takes. And people that usually make more money in the stock market are people that invest long-term, believe it or not. People that trade every day, they usually don't come out ahead. They end up losing money, right? And that's not what we're doing here. This is not get rich quick. This is long-term. But what I want to show you is I want to compare what our stocks are going to look like to bonds, for example, and to regular company stocks, right? So for that reason, I'm going to do 3 mixes. We're going to do ours that we're going to grow, right? I showed you the Acorns, and I'm going to put all these links below, by the way, in case you guys want to join and follow or whatever you want to do. Not financial advice, but if you want to follow the experiment, that's a quick way to do it. I'm going to put everything in Acorns. I'm going to do in bonds, and then I'm going to do a mix of stocks in M1 financing, just the basket, right? And those two, the M1 financing, I'm going to do like $50 every 2 weeks. I'm just going to put in $50, and it's going to be in a basket on long-term stable companies, and I'll go over those stocks. I'm going to do just straight bonds on Acorns, right? And that one, I think I put in $50 a month plus all my roundups. That's what it's going to be for that. And then we're going to have this account, the one that I'm playing with right now, that I'm doing the experiment with. That is just, we're going to fund with stuff that I'm going to sell, and just, whatever I sell, I'm going to put in there, right? How much more do I have to sell? I mean, the items that I'm looking at are like an old sold hacker game, right? Japanese version for the Sega Saturn. A Macintosh mouse from back in the day. A flip phone. Look, and an old laptop, right? Those are the kind of things, that's kind of dead money that I'm, looking for over here. How much could I have? I don't know. Maybe another $500, I would say. I have some old magazines I could sell. I have some duplicate games that I already put up. I have games that I haven't put up yet. So, that would be my guesstimate, right? After that, what am I going to have to do? Maybe at that point we're going to have to flip. Maybe go into Craigslist, or buy something cheaper, resell it, right? But by that time we'll have a good foundation, right? I really would like to get to $1,500 this month. I don't know if I could do it, to tell you the truth, because of the slowdown. I think everybody's going to hunker down and start saving money more. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, For us, this is the good part of this experiment, because we don't have to panic. People are panicking out there. People have borrowed money to put into the stock market, or some of them have large amounts of money in there that they can't afford to lose. So that's why you hear a lot of panic. For us, we don't panic. If anything, maybe we want to pull back out of a couple more speculative stocks and then just start buying the stronger ones that we know are going to be lower priced for a while. Maybe we can do that. That would be a good way of doing it. Think of, investing sort of like an RPG, right? Right now we're being attacked, so we got to put up our shields, right? What are our shields? They're our best stocks. They're our most confident stocks, like Nintendo, like Microsoft, like Sony. What about our crypto investments? Well, they're not that big, right? I think we've lost $62 overall, but the crypto might be a little more, maybe, offsetting our gains, because EA has actually gone up in price. That's another good company. We could reshuffle them. If Ethereum goes down a good price, we could buy some of that, trade some of our coins for that, or even Bitcoin. If it drops all the way to the bottom, we can exchange our coins for that. So I'll reshuffle it and we'll see what happens. I really need to see what happens on Monday, but I'm going to put everything up. I'm going to put up all the links so you guys can see, and all the balances, and we can compare what our active trading and investing is going to look like compared to bonds in Acorn, and just compared to regular stocks that you would just put money every now and then in an account, right? So let's see what happens. It's going to be cool. I think that our stocks are going to be pretty stable, and we should be okay in the long term. All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. Follow, like, subscribe. Hey, share the video. Maybe somebody out there wants to learn about investing.
New videos every weekend and whenever I feel like it. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Ring that bell.